Hello, Delago families, it's Mrs. Riley, and I am back with another update about our transition to on-campus learning. So hopefully you have already heard that our school board did approve a plan for transitioning to on-campus learning this spring. This is the timeline that they have shared out to families via email. It's also on the district website and on our Delago website. And so you can see what it starts with is these asynchronous learning days where scholars will be logging into Canvas and completing coursework independently. And during that time, our staff is receiving some training and they're getting their classes ready. They're prepping for this shift to on-campus learning. And what will happen the following week is all of the seniors are going to be invited back on campus for learning pods. And then our current learning pods will continue. So if your scholar's in a learning pod now, that will continue as it has been. And then we will also have all the seniors invited to be in a learning pod. And then we have spring break. That week after spring break, the seniors will continue in their learning pods. And then the final week before on-campus learning starts, we will also invite all the freshmen to come on campus for a learning pod. And then April 20th, that's the big date. That's when we will start the 2-day blended model. And so here's just another way of looking at that timeline, a calendar view. So you can see that first week we have senior pods on campus. Then we have after spring break another week of senior pods. And then finally that last week we have senior pods and 9th grade pods. Then on April 20th, we switch to the 2-day blended learning. This is when all the grades will be on campus doing the 2-day blended schedule. And learning pods will no longer continue at that point. So you're probably like, all right, but tell me what all that means. Like, give me a little more information. So starting with senior pods, again, this is when they're invited to come starting March 23rd. And they're going to continue to engage in distance learning. So when they're in the pod, they will log into their classes like they have been all year. But they'll be in a group of 18 people, including the teacher, in one room. So they're not switching classes yet. They're not with their teachers yet. A learning pod is a group of 18 people assigned to a room all day doing the distance learning they've been doing throughout the school year. They will have socially distanced activities during break. So I think this is maybe the selling point for a learning pod is this is an opportunity for all of our seniors to be together before we divide them into those A through L and M through Z groups in the 2-day blended model. So that there will be activities for them at lunch and break, like a senior sunrise. We'll have spirit days like pajama days. And it's a chance for them to get together. Socially distanced, of course. We already sent a survey to you on Thursday the 11th. I also sent it to scholar emails, and the deadline to complete that was the 17th. So we've been planning. The seniors have been placed in their pods who have indicated they plan to come. And if you have questions about that, if you think you might have missed the deadline or you want to confirm your student's choice, then you can just email myself, Tessa Riley. So triley@euhsd.org. The 9th grade pods are the same as the senior pods. They're just the week before distance learning, the 2-day blended model begins. So it's the same idea. They'll be in a group of 18, they'll be engaging in distance learning, but they'll have those socially distanced activities during the breaks where the 9th graders get to be together and get to know each other. So the survey for the 9th grade pods was sent on Wednesday the 17th, and we're asking you to complete it by Wednesday the 24th. And again, if you have missed that deadline, if you're watching this video and that deadline is already passed, you would email myself to find out if where your scholar was placed or to sign them up for a pod. All right, let's talk about the 2-day blended learning model in the red tier. This is what's beginning on Tuesday, April 20th. Now, in this 2-day model, your scholar will still continue to log in for classes every day. So it's not going to be a on one day and then async the next. They will still only have async on Mondays, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they are logging into classes. What will be different is some days they're going to be on campus, and they will attend their classes with their teachers in the classrooms, and then other days they'll be at home. So if my last name is between A and L, I would be on campus Tuesdays and Thursdays, with my teachers in their classrooms, and then logging in from home on Wednesdays and Fridays. If my last name is M through Z, I would be logging in from home on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then attending on Wednesdays and Fridays. And in this model, they will be with their teachers in their classrooms. So first period, they'll go to the first period classroom with the first period teacher. Then second period, they move to the second period classroom with their second period teacher. So that is a big change from the learning pods. They will be with their teachers in their classrooms. If you're thinking, when I signed up for 2-Day Blended, it was with the understanding that we would be in the orange tier. Yes, you are right. And so this is a choice. You can choose for your scholar to continue logging in from home every day, Tuesday through Friday, while we're in the red tier. You do not have to send them on those 2 days based on their last name. So that is a choice that you have. Okay, so now when we shift to the orange tier, if and when that happens in the spring, things will generally stay the same, except for at that point your scholar would be expected to attend on their assigned days. So the big difference between the two, red tier, you have a choice to continue logging in from home every day. Orange tier, we want scholars to be on campus on their assigned days. Distance learning cohorts. So you might be saying, well, I signed my scholar up for distance learning. That will remain the same. So they will continue logging in every day from home. There's no expectation for them. Actually, they can't come on campus because they're not in that cohort. So distance learning cohort students will continue to learn from home through the end of the school year. But they will follow the same bell schedule as hybrid learning. The bell schedule is going to change a little. So that is the one change that distance learning students will experience. And it's a small change. I'm going to explain what it is. And just a reminder, there are no learning pods during this 2-day blended learning model. All right, so there will be a slight change to our bell schedule starting on April 20th. And so you can see this is our current bell schedule, and this is what it will shift to. And the only thing that is different is we're shifting Wednesday and Thursday. We're trading spots. So if you look at what we're doing now, on Tuesday we have an X block schedule. We call it that because there's X block at the end of the day. And on Wednesday we have what we call a long block schedule because the classes are longer. There's no X block. So we do X block schedule on Tuesday, Thursday, and a long block schedule on Wednesday, Friday. What we're shifting to on April 20th is that the 2 X block schedules will be Tuesday and Wednesday, and then long block days will be Thursday, Friday. So you can see that the Wednesday and Thursday flipped. The reason we're doing this is that if my last name is A through L, I get X block on Tuesday and a long block on Thursday on campus. And then when I'm learning from home, I have an X block on Wednesday, a long block on Friday, and then vice versa for M through Z. So it allows every scholar to have one on-campus day with X block and one on-campus day with a long block. It's a pretty small change. We think the scholars will get used to it pretty quickly. It shouldn't be a major shift for them. Okay, so we are going to be adding updates as we get them, as we learn new information. And so I would recommend that you check our website if you're ever wondering if things have changed. The best place to look is the school year 2021 section. Right now, what I'm going over is in the very top part, the transition to on-campus learning. Also, if you're curious about our campus protocols, how are we keeping kids safe, there is a link to the EUHSD Return to Campus Guide here. And as we create documents and videos to help the scholars, we'll add them here. So the website is a great place to go to get your questions answered. But of course, if you have other questions and you're not finding the information, you can always call our school at the main office and they'll direct you, or you can send us emails. But we hope you are staying healthy, that you are staying safe, and we look forward to seeing you on campus soon. Thank you.